Hi Jeb, what's up? That's pretty cool to be the first to land on the man. Ah, you're stranded. That explains why you're not flying your spacecraft. Well, I'm not sure if I should tell you. Okay, well, they don't seem to be doing anything. I don't think they're going to send a rescue mission. You see, while you're away, there's been an update. We're now in version 0.25 and under new management. We even have a board of directors and everything. Calm down. I will talk to our new bosses and I'll see what I can do. Meanwhile, go back into your capsule and play your favorite game, Human Space Program. Hello Kerbalinians and welcome back to Kerbalinian Odyssey. This is episode 5, and just to recap on the last episode, we launched 2 comsats up into orbit for all our communication needs. We also launched a rocket to the man, but the first one failed, design flaws, the mask, and the second attempt we actually landed on the man. However, we did run into a problem, 2 actually. One, Jeb ran out of fuel, so he's stranded now on the man, as you know from the beginning, the conversation at the beginning of the video, and also I had a cold, which meant I didn't commentate over most of that, and I'd done some jiggery-pokery and some music and whatnot, so I don't know if you'll enjoy that, but I'm going to do this episode in post-commentary. I'm going to add music here and there if appropriate, so let me know in the comments below if you enjoy it. Anyway, go ahead and watch this entire video, please, and then let me know. Okay, so we start the episode on our day off just looking at the tech tree, because we need to advance our technology so we can go and rescue Jeb. But looking at this, we've only got 37 science, and all the next tiers that we need to unlock require about 90 science. And I really like the look at the processing lab and the thermometer, which we just passed. I should be going back to that now. I really like the look of them because it means we can unlock more science much more quickly and advance our space program, make things a bit more exciting. I can compress a bit more into more video. Well, I said I wanted to get science to advance our tech tree, and the only way I can do that is use the current mission. So here am I doing science, I think as a crew report, I can't tell. Yeah, it must be. Because we can transmit the entire data back. But from the soil sample and the goo canister and the science bay, we cannot transmit that. Well, we can transmit it back, but we'd get a lot less science. I don't want to retrieve all that back. I want to get all that data intact. So here I am, I'm transmitting the EVA data, and then I'm going to transmit my crew report, if I can get the words out. So now they're transmitted off. Another look through there. No, I want to really have all that data back in one go. But the good thing with that is we get a bit more science. We get more money, science, and prestige because we completed the man contract. We transmitted data back. That was the last part of the contract we had to fulfill. So that's done. And it shows only 97 science, but that's because the crew report hadn't transmitted back properly. Okay, so after spending our science on the processing lab and the thermometer, I look at the contracts. And getting science from around the Kerbin, well, that's easy enough. I have a little simple plan for that. Getting science from around the man, well, we do want to go and rescue Jeb, and accept this contract will force us having to go back to the man. Now, plant a flag on the man. We already planted a flag, but our explanation is that the communication satellites, we only had 2 up there, and so the whole entire planet Kerbal didn't see it. So we need to redo that. I've planted the flag on the man with Jeb. And the last one I'm pondering about, do we want to go and explore Duna? I would really like to. I would really love to send a Kerbal to land on Duna. I've never done that, but we can at least send a probe. Anyway, that's it from the contracts. Let's go launch a mission. Well, here we are. This is Crazy Comsat 3. We're gonna get this into orbit because we had a bit of a problem in the last one. Well, in the last episode, I only launched 2 of the 3 satellites I said I was going to do. And that gave us a bit of a problem because one of the satellites that was in communication with Jeb while he was out on his EVA went over the horizon, we lost contact, and no one on Kerbal saw the flag planting. So we're going to launch Crazy Comsat 3 app and ask Jeb to redo everything he had done since the EVA. But we're not going to tell him he's ran out of fuel and everything. That is one good thing that we lost communication at that point. Anyway, you see me here lining up their orbits so I can launch the Comsat that all 3 orbits will intercept each other, but not at the same time. It's just to make it all look pretty. I don't know if you've seen the logo of Big Bang Theory where all you've got the electrons orbiting the atom. Something like that. Make it look pretty. Because when you're running a space program, everything has to look pretty. Okay, so we launched the Crazy Cat? What's the Crazy Cat? We launched the Crazy Sat 3 up into a standard launch profile. Yada yada yada. But no, we don't. No, it's not a standard launch. It's an angle. It is going down southern easterly, isn't it? Yes. Anyway, now here we are. We're going to get our space probe, our communication satellite up into orbit. Extend all the dishes and everything. Let's do a little fast forward to this video so we can make this entire video shorter because it's going over, otherwise it'll be over 30 minutes. Anyway, while we're fast forwarding this, getting it into a southeasterly orbit, not southern easterly, that sounds more like a southerly dish, a southerly easterly dish or something, I don't know. Anyway, get it into orbit and I can do our science. Yes, I attached a thermometer. I don't know if I mentioned this before. Yes, I may have, but that is how we're going to complete our contract for science around Kerbal. And this also lets us observe the very tenuously thin atmosphere at this range. Yes, I know the atmosphere finishes at 70 kilometers for all of you who play this game, but in real life, they've got the space station, International Space Station, up at an orbit of over 100 kilometers. However, it is traveling through a very thin atmosphere and has to do some station keeping to keep itself in orbit. Anyway, back to the science. I have a problem here as well. All the dishes, when I transmit the data back from the thermometer, I find that one of the dishes closed. And that's because the data transmission links to one of the dishes. And then the only way around this, I had all the 2 dishes and the antenna linked to an action group. So I close all the dishes using the action group, and then I use it to open them all, or at least one, and then I extend the other 2, which will give me the option to extend, because the one that I closed doesn't give you the option to extend. Anyway, let's go and back to Jeb. And here we are with Jeb now in the cockpit. He's doing a little tour of his inside of his capsule to all of those on Kerbal, as they can now receive the transmission because we got Crazy Comsat 3 set up. But before they transmit television pictures from the outside, we need to do something quickly. We film close-ups of him getting out of the capsule, but they cleverly placed the camera, not the one you're looking through right now, by the way, so that he can take down the flag. So where's the cheese? They said there'll be cheese. Yes, Jeb thought there'd be cheese on the moon, but he was disappointed when he found out there wasn't. Anyway, and I found out that once you pick up a flag, you get 2 flags. So you get one from the capsule and one you pick up. So you can stock your Kerbal flags and go off and do some just flag planting all across the planet or something. I don't know, I might do something with that, I'm not sure yet. Anyway, back to the mission. Now the cameras are switched on, he's going to take a surface sample. He's going to keep that sample, even though there's already one in the command pod. And I decide, no, you can't transmit it back. You can't transmit physical samples back. That'd be daft. Anyway, he takes the sample. He does a flag planting here, but not looking at the orientation of the camera. He puts it backwards. So all of those on Kerbin now. This is going live to Kerbin, by the way, and all are laughing at him. So they quickly switch to a camera which is on the Moonlander, and he says, "For all Kerbin kind." Now here I wasn't sure what to put, so I put one small step for Kerbal kind, for a Kerbal, but one giant update for Kerbal Space Program, version 0.25 Alpha. And that is because this is the last alpha you will ever see of Kerbal Space Program. After this, they're going to go to, what is it, beta 0.90? Anyway, we get our mug shots of Jebediah against the flag and the spacecraft. I'm not sure if he uses a thumbnail, may have, may not. And what I'm going to do now is show you off one of the mods I've installed. And it is called the EVA Follower mod. It'll also let you allow you to set waypoints for your Kerbal. As you can see, I'm setting waypoints that are going around the rocket. And then you can set patrol, so then your Kerbal will just go running around the rocket. Well, not running on the man. I checked to see if you could change the run and walk mode, but they will both seem to be about the same speed. But on Kerbin, they are at different speeds. But yes, I'll leave Jebediah now running around his rocket forever, unless we can rescue him. Yes, but before we go, realize that we have completed a contract. Yes, we've got some money and reputation from planting a flag on the moon. Anyway, next phase that I forgot about here is that we were going to do a simulation to see if Jeb has actually got enough fuel to get into orbit around the moon. We need to know if we have to go land on the moon or rescue Jeb on the surface of the moon. If we have to land and rescue Jeb on the surface of the moon, or if we can get Jeb into orbit and rescue him while he was in orbit. So to do this, we get the data from one of the Google canisters, ask Jeb to send it back. From that data, we can determine whether the gravity with the fuel consumption will allow us to get up into orbit, or it may be that we're just trying to find out how the goo feels like. How the goo feels to be trapped on the surface of the man with Jebediah. So from this data, though, we can simulate what a man launch would be like. And if, with the fuel consumption rate and everything else, if we can get Jebediah into orbit. So here we are, we're checking to see how high. 20,000 kilometers will be enough. And I'll fast forward here to see the results. So we quickly set up a maneuver node and set Jebediah to try and do a circular orbit of 20,000 kilometers. And you'll see here we're almost out of fuel. I don't think he's going to make it. In fact, I know he's not going to make it because this is post commentary, by the way. And yep, we don't make it. We're in a suborbital hop. I was planning on here. Should I let you see Jeb crash into the surface of the man? Or I give you nightmares for the rest of your lives. So I decided, no. I'll end it here, I'll revert. But if I show you now, I forget to set a quick save. So I can't revert the flight, but a bit of jiggery pokery with the persistence file, and I get Jeb back roughly in the same area, but with no fuel. And here we are back on Kerbin. I'm showing you by here that the flag isn't flapping in the wind. I don't know what's going on here. I'm not sure if it's one of the mods I put on. I'm going to probably check my vanilla KSP. I haven't at the moment, so that I have to do. And I'll go quick fast forward because I don't think you want to watch him slowly walk towards the admin building. I put this in here is because I wanted to pretend that, right, I'm now on my way to the admin building. I'm going to talk to our board of directors and everybody, trying to persuade them that we need to go back to the man to get the science around the man, and we need to get Jeb back. because it's not going to be good on our reputation. So you go into the building and I fall over trying to get in. So finally we enter the building, ready and charged for an argument with management, and as soon as we say we need to rescue Jeb, they say no problem, but first can you help us with our problem? And yes, like any management team, they cannot make any management decisions, so here we are stuck in the middle of the desk trying to decide which of the proposal best suit us to further our space program. One, we can sacrifice some of our reputation to get extra funds, or we can sacrifice our reputation to get extra science, which I actually wouldn't mind. We also have the option of sacrificing our funds to get extra science by outsourcing R&D projects to third-party companies, which will generate this extra science. I'm playing around with that funds, but I'm not a bit dubious for that because we need some of the money at least to go and rescue Jeb by building a rocket. So I can that idea, and I look at some of the other ones though, like Walt Kerman. He's looking at about improving our image by getting us more reputation. Now that could be quite handy, especially if we're planning to get extra science out by using our reputation. But finally, I decide to go for sacrificing our reputation to get more science. Well, why? Because it means we can get undergraduates in and get them to work for free. This may harm our reputation a bit, but it'll work in the end. Anyway, now to reveal the rocket that'll go and save Jeb. And this is the rocket. This hulk of Kerbal steel with rocket fuel, built by Kerbal ingenuity and mathematics. Piloted by the brave Ribney Kerman, will go to the Mun and rescue Jeb. It is called MARS, and that stands for Mun Attempt Rescue System. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, and Kerbals alike, this rocket is going to be going to the Mun in an attempt to rescue Jeb, which we have stranded on the Mun. But yeah, I calculated all the sections, delta V and everything, to make sure we have enough to lift off, get out of the atmosphere, get into orbit, land on the Mun, take off from the Mun, and return to Kerbin. Because I don't think I did it properly last time. Although the story goes that we were infected by an infectious cold. Anyway, let's go. Whoa, what is that? What is that in the background there? Project Iced Kerbal? What the hell is that? Hang on guys, let's have a little closer look at this. We've got a Project Iced Kerbal. What the hell is that? We have heard some rumours. We've heard that there's been a signal detected by the satellites in orbit. And we've heard that New Mal has been headed up as a test pilot for a new project, but we haven't heard anything about it. But we have noticed this. Now this is quite interesting. It looks like a rocket with struts on the bottom and winglets on the side. What the hell can this be? So this is a mystery. Anyway, we won't be able to find out in this episode, will we? But next episode we might find out a bit more. Because it all seems a bit hush-hush at the moment. Anyway, let's return to the Mun Attempt Rescue System. Well guys, we end this episode with Ribney Kerman launching the Mars rocket to go and save Jebediah from the surface of the Mun. He takes one last look at the secret project craft there on the runway before setting his sights on his mission at hand. Okay guys, thank you for watching this video. If you liked, please click on the like button and also subscribe if you want some more of this content. I know I don't upload all the time, but I plan to try and upload this weekly. Hopefully, anyway. Anyway, if there's a lull, there's a good reason for it. Anyway, this is Orbator, out.